Yo, what up guys, it's 5D here. I have some great news dropping in the Raid content creator chat right now, and I'll share it with you. The first one you should know is that there is a guaranteed legendary event coming up. Can you guess for what type of shard? Well, the one we just pulled and we are left with nothing right now. Ancient. Guaranteed legendary event guarantees that you get that legendary that is advertised. I'll tell you about that champion and we'll decide whether she's worth it or not. Yes, she. So this type of events require you to pull a particular number of shards so you can get that guaranteed legendary. You might get some other legendaries along the way, that's fine, but at 150 ancient shard, which is the normal number we see guaranteed legendary events for ancients, you are gonna get a Shemnath. That's not a quite popular champion in Raid, and this is only coming because a 2x ancient just ended where we all went crazy and we all appreciated the amount of legendaries we got from our few hundred, 120, 170 ancient shards. So if you pull your shards for that last event, definitely you won't have anything to pull for this one. But if you skipped out on the last 2x event, this one might be for you, but this video might help you decide whether this champion is worth it. This is not a champion I own, so I don't know much about her. I'll take a look at her skill in great detail and help you maybe decide whether you want it or not. So that's the intro. That's not just the 2x coming. There are other events and tournaments that will come up along the week that I'll also talk about. But first, let's check out Shemnath, if she's worth going for. The Headhunter did pull her during the last 2x ancient, so we are happy. Headhunter doesn't even need a duplicate copy of her. It doesn't even have shards anyways. So Shemnath is this stone figure that we saw in Raid, like a lady, Statue of Liberty as they call her, but she just stays still. She moves a little bit, stays still. It's not like one of those champions who is all doing crazy animations and moving their sword. I'm not stuck, I'm just posing like Shemnath. Anyways, let's find out what she does. She's from the Night Rev faction. She has a unique character design, really lovely character design that we like to see. Unique, something we've not seen before in Raid. It's not duplicate. All right, A1. Decrease defense on an A1, 60% decrease defense. That is a 30% chance to place it, booked up to a 50% chance to place decrease defense. That's not a useful A1. If you're gonna give me decrease defense on an A1, at least make it 100%. At least make it unresistable. At least make it 80%, then booked with 2 books, whatever. But it's a 50% chance of placing decrease defense on an A1. It feels like a decrease defense that you see on an epic champion who has an A1 that has decrease defense. So they don't want to make it 100% chance to land it. They put it at a 50%. So I don't like this type of decrease defense A1 champions because you cannot rely on this champion as your only source of decrease defense in a battle. You always have to bring in a better decrease defense champion who has this on their A2 or A3, whatever, to be that default decrease defense champion in your teams. It's useful against some bosses where you have no other options, but these days almost every legendary like Ratalos and others have decrease defense on their A1, so we usually don't need a champion like this to do decrease defense on an A1 for us to use it for anything. So this is a useless A1 in my standards. It's a 0. It doesn't count. It doesn't make her look good at all. So that's a negative on our part. I'm looking for the positive things. Remember, I'm trying to look for reasons why somebody might want to spend money, buy ancient shards to see if they can pull 150 and get that for sure guaranteed. So on the A2, let's see if this makes it better. She transfers all debuffs from this champion to a target enemy, then attacks them 3 times. You're wondering right now, is she a damage dealer? Or is she a champion who needs high accuracy so she can do a bunch of stuff? So the first hit increases duration of all debuffs on the target. She will need accuracy for that. She increases duration of the debuff by 1 turn. So remember, she first transfers the debuffs to them, then she increases it. So that's gonna be you transferring debuffs to them, then increasing the duration. So it's crazy. It is a crazy skill. It's a crazy skill. Remember, all debuffs from this champion and target to 1 enemy. She's not going to transfer it to all the enemies. She's just going to put it on 1 of the enemy, which is not that nice. So you're thinking, should I use this champion against bosses or should I use this champion against wave content? It seems like she's tailored to be against bosses. That's what it feels like. On the second hit decreases duration of all buffs on the target by 1 turn. Still requires accuracy for that to happen. So I don't think this champion will be a damage dealer anytime soon because of all we are seeing right now about her skills. And then Also increase the duration of all buffs on this champion by 1 turn after the attack. So if she still has any buff left, but wait, how does she have buffs on her when she just got a bunch of debuffs? Well, maybe no block debuff buff. So this skill will be on a 3-turn cooldown when you spend books on it. It's a unique skill that we normally don't see in raid, but remember it's for one enemy, so it's not that popular. We normally want to see this on the champion who go in there, hit the wave, increase duration of their buffs, or increase duration of their debuffs or decrease duration of their buffs. AoE one. This one is a single target one and it's not that popular, right? Then attacks that enemy 3 times. So I'm not still impressed by the A2. I like that she removes all from her. She doesn't remove it from her allies. She just removes all the debuffs from her own self. That's kind of selfish, right? On the A3, does it make Shemnath better? She attacks all enemies 2 times, still saying she needs to do some damage, right? Her damage is based on attack, by the way. The first hit removes all buffs. Maybe you want to start the battle with this skill. Maybe this is the skill she always start the battle with for sure, because she removes all buffs. Because at the start of the battle, enemies usually come up with buffs, especially in PvP. So she removes all buffs. The first hit, removes all buffs. Then the second hit, ignore 20% of the target's defense. That's a condition though. The targets have if they have no buffs on them. So of course, when she removes it, they will have no buffs on them. This is useful in the Hydra. I can now see use where she's gonna be useful for sure. You remove their buffs. She doesn't play block buff debuff though. This skill should have placed block buff debuff. It will make her so much better, like a mighty Uko. Then she uses this one to increase the duration of that block buff debuff and other debuffs that they have on them. Yeah, this skill is lacking something. So maybe she hits hard, I don't know. Maybe she has high multipliers, I don't know. But I'm just seeing that champions usually require this high amount of accuracy. We're talking 400 accuracy, we're talking 500 accuracy, depending on the end game content you're going to use her in, so that you can clearly use this skill properly and clearly use the A2 properly. Will need a lot of accuracy, and that will mean their crit rate and crit damage might be something you want to compromise on to hit those high accuracy numbers. She will most likely also go towards the support 3 for her mastery, which will maybe increase duration of the debuff she casts and then maybe towards this damage 3 for a little bit of damage, because all her skills do hit. It's not one of those ones that she does it without hitting the enemies. She does hit on all her skills. Let's see if the passive is the icing on the cake. See, increase this champion accuracy by 10 for each buff on each enemy. So at the start of the battle, when you come into the battle, she already has what? Let's say you build her with 300 accuracy. Then you see a bunch of buffs on them. Your accuracy just goes up to 400, 500. That's a nice condition right here. It's too conditional though to rely on. There are some times when you go into the battle, the enemies don't have any buffs. Increase this champion's crit damage by 5% for each debuff on each enemy. Stacks up to 100%. 100% crit damage increase is huge. So definitely a damage dealer. Forget what I say. So maybe you don't need high accuracy on her because she's going to use this passive to get more accuracy. If you're coming against champions with a lot of buffs, and then you might be able to do some good damage. It's not one of those champions that just go full accuracy and forget about damage. Definitely you're going to stack up a little bit of damage on her and benefit from this passive of an extra 100% crit damage, or stacks up to 100%. Huh? Shemnath. From what I've seen, this champion is going to be MVP in Function Wars for sure. She's not a useful one in Clan Boss, I don't think, but Hydra definitely useful. Dungeon's going to be good there. I don't see this champion be used in the arena though, except you don't have champions like a Mighty Uko or something to help remove buffs from the enemies. So there's other champions that do it right now in arena. I don't think she's one. I've never seen her in arena or live arena. Never seen. But she definitely has some use case for that type of content from what you are seeing from her skills. I still don't like the A1, but the A2 and the A3 did impress me. The passive is not that it's not that reliable from what I can tell. It's too conditional. There are content where enemies don't have buff. There are content where I might not even need to have a lot of debuffs on them, and yeah, the battle just ends before I can do my big move. So you don't want to rely on her as Nukas. Other Nukas are there who don't even build any accuracy. Bring those type of champions in there to finish the work that she has started when she takes the enemy to maybe half health or something. So Shemnath, not gonna be the AoE Nuka that you're looking for. Definitely has her uses in raid. I'd love to know your comments below. how you rate this champion, I'll give her a 7 out of 10. That's what I'll rate this champion in terms of maybe my booking priority, my use priority. There are other champions who are higher in that priority in general content than Shemnath. Even if I pull her today from, I don't think she's going to be my first priority right now, because I can't think of a place where she will replace another champion that already is in that content. So, but Nitro faction is going to be useful. City of Trainers, maybe there will be certain stages that she will be so grateful. So, all right, now we've finished hyping her up or down rating her a little bit. Let me know, was I too harsh on her, or is it a champion that's been carrying you a lot of content? Now, for the second part of the video, let me tell you about other news that might be coming up in Raid, not just this 2x. No, I mean not just this guaranteed Shemnath at 150 event. Oh, by the way, I always forget about the date. This is starting on the 4th July. Today is already 3rd of July, so that's going to be tomorrow. Tomorrow, the Thursday, right after CBC ends, this event will go live, so you'll be able to pull 150 ancients and get yourself Shemnath. I pray and hope you get 1 or 2 legendaries along the way before you get the Shemnath in your 150th ancient. That's always what you want to pray for, right, when you're doing this type of events. Guaranteed Shemnath. So they said, remember, if you happen to summon Shemnath before your 150th shard, so let's say you pull her at 90 or 80, you shouldn't keep pulling to 150. And remember, once you get her at 150, you can't keep pulling to get a second copy of her. That event ends for you. Once you get her, it's over for you. So the event will be active for 5 days. Why? Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Does that mean there's no special shard opening event this weekend? I don't know why the event is lasting for 5 days, but anyways, other events that are coming up in Raid Shadowlands for this Thursday, 4th of July, they are planning to launch a 2x of dropping cost artifact set from the Ice Golem. This cost set just became a high priority for those players who are building end game Hydra teams, and I'm still looking forward to getting enough cost set to put on 1 or 2 champions that is currently helping me in the Hydra, because it's one of the few sets that can actually place Hex debuff. If you don't have a reliable way of dealing with Hex, or you just have 1 Hex champion in your team 1, you need Hex in team 2 and team 3. Use cost set in 1 champion and who has AoE, and they will be able to always keep Hex out there, so you don't have to rely on a champion on a 3-turn cooldown to place it, and sometimes it's not available. Deal more damage into the Hydra when you have cost set on them, 1 champion in it. So you have a 2x boosted chance of getting the cost artifacts when you farm the dragon, when you farm the Ice Golem on 4th of July. Now that will be running for maybe a day or 2 or 3, but on Sunday, 7th of July, they're also going to be launching a 2x chance of getting Savage artifacts from the Fire Knight. So that's dropping on the 7th of July. Savage is still a reliable way of doing damage in the early game. In the end game, when you begin to get Lethal or Slayer or other type of sets, you don't really need Savage anymore. But for now, in the early game, it's still a valuable way, because it's freely obtainable, right? While the other ones can be a little bit more difficult to get from Doom Tower. So, but this one is just whenever you farm the Ice Golem, boosted chance of getting this Savage set, which ignores 25% of the enemy's defense, and damage dealers in the arena and elsewhere need it. Whether it's Cold Hearts, whether it's your AoE Nuka, doesn't matter. They need this to ignore the enemy's defense, which makes them do crazy amount of damage numbers. That's what makes it possible. Now for the July the 11th, which is also going to be a Thursday, there's a 2x of dropping speed gear. Now this is not the best time to farm speed gear with gems. We are looking forward to those 3x chances of dropping speed gear. That's the time we'll go crazy for the dragon. But this one will be available that day, maybe to run alongside with a dungeon dragon event. So maybe you might just farm that for that dragon tournament only, but no need to go crazy with all your gems. So boosted chance of getting speed gear. Speed is still king in live arena, in some other content also. It never gets old. So the more speed you have, the faster you go, the more easier for you to take down the enemies or get back to your skills really fast. And then finally on July the 14th, they have a boosted chance of getting Ox faction accessories from the Spider. That's the last one that is going to be coming up. So look forward to all these events. You can save some energy in your energy pot along with it. This might coincide, yes, this will definitely coincide with some of the upcoming events for the fusion, and maybe we might know more details about the fusion by Friday. I'm talking about the fusion calendar, and maybe that's why they're not telling us anything about it. And maybe that's why this 150 ancient shard pool event is lasting for 5 days, because it will run alongside one of the fusion first summoning event, champion chase or summon rush. All right, let me know what you think about this one. Are you going for Shemnath at 150? Do you even have 150 ancient? Did you pull for that last one? I'll look forward to your comments below and feedback. Where do you rate her? I'd love to know. Did I underrate her or did I hype her too much? Later, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe for more daily raid content. If there's any other news or content dropping today, I'll drop it. For now, I'm recording a video that I'll post tomorrow about a champion guide for one epic that I've been getting masteries for. I'll see you guys in the next one. Later, guys.